Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, of course, is all about the stellar set that's coming out, Surging Sparks. Now, I'm going to be making some predictions in this video in regards to its investability and the top cards in the set. After all, this is a Pokemon card investing channel. A little bit of background though. So I guess first things first, the biggest prediction from me is it's going to be the top set of 2024. It's the hottest set, and the pre-orders will tell us that. Like, you cannot argue with popularity. I always say that in a card game. If something's popular new, it's going to be popular secondhand, and you can't argue with popularity. Surging Sparks seems to be ticking all the boxes when it comes to order intake. It's just been absolutely crazy. So let's have a look what we've exactly had in 2024. We've had Paldean Fates, which probably surprised a lot of people, including myself, just how strong it's been and just how good the top two chase cards are. I think Mew's actually overtaken Charizard sort of almost as we speak. So we've had Paldean Fates, we've had Temporal Forces, again, which changed pull rates for the Scarlet and Violet era, and I guess started putting some upward pressure on the main chase cards inside there. We've had Twilight Masquerade. I think Greninja surprised everyone inside Twilight Masquerade. We've had Shrouded Fable, which seems to be that forgotten about stepbrother, doesn't it? Like, it's sort of come and gone as quick as the wind. And then we've had Stellar Crown, of course, a main set with a booster box, but a much smaller set. And to finish off the year, of course, we're going to get Surging Sparks. And I don't think anyone can really argue that against the point that Surging Sparks is going to be the main set and most popular set amongst collectors and investors alike for 2024. Now, into predictions. I said I'd make some predictions. First bold one being, it will be the best set of 2024. Second one being, I just want to go over some of the top chase cards, and in particular what I think are going to be the top chase cards from the set, and rank them sort of probably about 1 through 6. So these, in my opinion, will be the top 6 chase cards from the set. I would be incredibly surprised if the special illustration rare Pikachu isn't the main chase card. Now, love or hate that terrestrialized look, particularly with the hats, this has got it. Is it the best looking Pikachu card in the world? Probably not. I think people are going to either love it or hate it, but I would be extremely surprised still if it isn't the top chase card in the set. So that's my prediction number 1. This will be the top chase card from the set. Now, I suppose spot number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are almost like, But I would also probably be surprised if Lycia's Appeal isn't the second strongest chase card from the set, or the second most expensive chase card from the set. Lycia, of course, goes back to an older era of Pokemon, and Altaria, hanging around in there, is sort of a fan favorite Pokemon, isn't it? That sort of that dragon flying type. So I would be very surprised if this isn't the second most expensive chase card in the list. Number 3, this is almost a hard one. Like, I think it could be the big dog Hydro himself, or it could be the Latias. Maybe Hydreigon, because it's got that rainbow border, but I've gone with Latias as the third main chase card from the set. I could be proven wrong. This is the hardest one, 3 and 4, and Hydreigon as number 4. Again, this could be 3 and 4 in my opinion, but man, they're both good-looking cards, aren't they? I'm going to get back onto the Latias very shortly, though, towards the end of this video. But again, like I said, both extremely good-looking cards, and I think either way they'll make up the 3rd and 4th spot. 5th, I'd be surprised if Jasmine's Gaze doesn't sit in at number 5. Eating a Subway sandwich there, looking back. And finally, this is a good-looking card, Milotic EX. I think this should be maybe the 6th most expensive card from the set. Again, we could be surprised, and perhaps an illustration rare could step up and surprise us. These are all, of course, special illustration rares, but yeah, like I said, who knows? Maybe an illustration rare will step up and absolutely take us by surprise. Maybe the Latios might surprise everyone. Maybe the pull rates. And look, the pull rates, when it comes to price on all these cards, and this is what I want to get to now, pull rates are going to have a massive impact on the price of these cards. It's going to be surprising as to where they sit, because this is the biggest main set we've had in a while. It's probably the biggest main set that we've had since Paradox Rift. And if you look at pull rates for special illustration rares from Paradox Rift, it was 1 in 47 roughly. If you fast forward to some newer sets, like Temporal Forces and Twilight Masquerade that we've seen this year, which are going to be slightly smaller sets than Surging Sparks, the pull rates for the special illustration rare inside them is 1 in 86. Now, there's a couple of things that come into play there. One is Paradox Rift had more special illustration rares, so to pull one, having this pull rate of any special illustration rare at 1 in 47 means you're going to have to open a lot of packs to get any individual or any specific special illustration rare, whereas Twilight Masquerade and Temporal Forces with a couple less special illustration rares means you're going to have to open a few less packs, but then the pull rates were harder. So does it level out? Sort of not. It is still harder to pull any specific special illustration rare from Twilight Masquerade and Temporal Forces. There is so far 11 special illustration rares from Surging Sparks. So if we work off the fact that it's going to have a similar pull rate to Twilight Masquerade, which is about 1 in 86, or Temporal Forces, which is about 1 in 86, means you're going to have to open over 900 packs to get any specific special illustration rare. Now that is almost pushing, that's Fusion Strike territory, Lost Origin territory, Chilling Reign territory. So it could mean some very, very strong prices on some of these special illustration rare singles. Wouldn't be surprised if Pikachu comes out the gate at a $300 card. Wouldn't be surprised if Lycia's Appeal comes out the gate as a $160 card. Wouldn't be surprised if the Latias and Hydreigon come out the gate at $120 cards, and maybe Jasmine's Gaze and Milotic sitting around $50 or $60 cards. Again, just predictions, but if they're the pull rates, I wouldn't be surprised if they're the prices we see out of the gate. Now, if it has similar pull rates to, say, Paradox Rift, which is 1 in 47 with 11 specific special illustration rares, you're still going to have to open over 500 packs to pull one of those cards. And if that's the case, I think we're going to see prices a touch less. Not much, but a touch less. Now, one thing I love about illustration rares, and particularly in this set, like the Phoebus into the Milotic, is that storytelling. We've seen it a lot throughout the Scarlet and Violet era. You know, we've seen it with 151, like the Charmander lineup through to Charizard. That's the great thing about illustration rares and special illustration rares. We really get to see Pokemon in their natural environment, and there's this real artwork and storytelling vibe to the cards, which I really, really like. Now, the big one, the investing side of it to finish off the video. I suppose for what seems like all of Scarlet and Violet era, people have been holding out, particularly investors, and that's what I said. This is an investing channel after all. Investors, it feels, have been holding out for that next big set, like the next Evolving Skies, to park all their money into. Is this going to be that set? Is this the set where people go, you know what, I'm buying a case. You know what, I'm buying 2 cases. You know what, I'm buying 10 cases. You know what, I'm buying 3 booster boxes because, you know, that's as far as the budget stretches. Is this the set where so many people are just going to keep it sealed that it feels like so much of it is locked up? Now, there's a catch-22 when it comes to that, because the better the set, yes, arguably, for probably 9 out of 10 cases, the better the investment. Better the set, better the investment, better the chase cards, better the investment, but also people want to open it more because it's a better set. It's got better chase cards inside it. So it's a double-edged sword. You're going to have to be so strong-willed to keep this set sealed. Think about it. You know, if Pikachu does come out the gate at $300, if Lycia's Appeal is north of $150, if Latias and Hydreigon are both north of $100 coming out of the gate, not saying they are, it's just estimates, but if they do, people are going to want to rip this set open like crazy and pull those cards. So it's a double-edged sword. Yes, this might be the set of 2024 that everyone's been saving their money for to invest in, and there might be cases locked away. But if this gets like upward pressure quickly put on prices, and before we know it, it becomes $150 a box, either A, people might be offloading it, B, that could put more pressure on singles and prices on them and push them upwards, and therefore people might want to rip. Like, it's just going to be a very, very hard set to keep sealed with how strong the chase cards are inside this set. So, you know, I guess that's the double-edged sword people need to think about. And for me, from my perspective, I'm not even worried about the short term. You know, I've done plenty of videos talking around some of the resolve you need to have when it comes to investing. Buy some, by all means, to rip it open and have fun with it. Pokemon should be fun. That's what the cards are made for, essentially. But you need to be more methodical and logical when it comes to the investing side. Take the emotion out of it. Okay, we can all see it's a fantastic set. Is it as good as Evolving Skies? No. Is it as good as 151? Jury's going to be out on that one until we see the prices of the cards. 151 was just phenomenal. It probably won't be as good as 151. That was definitely the set of 2023. I'm not saying this is a better set. I'm not saying this is the best Scarlet and Violet set. I'm saying this is the best set so far that we've had in 2024. So the jury's probably going to be out on that one. When it comes to the investing side, though, just to summarize, like I was saying, you need to take the emotion out of it. Put this away. Don't even worry about that. That's why I'm not even worried about it. I'm going to buy a fair few cases of this, sit it in the cupboard. In 5 years' time, in 7 years' time, in 10 years' time, one thing I can guarantee you, it's not going to be the same price that it is at pre-order price. So, and speaking on pre-order price, geez, it's funny. This just happens all the time, doesn't it? Just a little side note here. You still see people saying, oh, I picked it up at $101 a booster box. Yeah, but I picked it up at $98 a booster box. Yeah, but I picked it up at $94 a booster box. And it's just like, come on, guys. Like, if you truly are in it for the investment side, whether you paid $96 or $99 or $101, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter that much. I'm Michael. This is Poke Oz. What a stellar set. Can't wait for it. Catch everyone next time.